as as the new secretary to the Rivers State Government (SSG). In a statement, he said his appointment followed careful consideration of his credentials and performance during the rigorous selection process. Meanwhile, the Rivers State government has announced the resignation of the head of service, George Wike. A statement from the Office of the Administrator of Rivers State expressed appreciation for Dr. Wike's contributions during his tenure and extended best wishes for his future endeavors. The statement said the Permanent Secretary for Welfare and the Office Head, Mrs. Iyingi Brown, has been appointed to acting capacity until a new head is named. And in the meantime, the National Coordinator of the Civil Rights Council, Arochukwu Ogbonna, says will indicate that those involved in the political crisis are more in state resources. In an interview with our correspondent, Mr. Ogbonna urged the Rivers and heads of local government administration are already in place.
The full administrator having come to office and assumed office, you expect for the Supreme Court said, look, that is an aside. Now, on what basis administrators for the local government can an administrator want to be ready to it?
Mr. Ogbonna also criticized the federal government for releasing the state's allocation to the Rivers State Sole Administrator.
Already people are complaining that there are media reports that the allocation will be given to him. Meanwhile, the resources that were withheld on the ground that they didn't follow due democratic budgetary process in Parliament. Now, through releasing it to him, have those funds gone through necessary democratic parliamentary process to authorize its spending? Now, if that is not true, what benefit are you releasing it? So, how you go to appoint administrators for the councils? It's not deep-seated bias, and it's going to confirm what some of us have held over time.
Finally, the political group were against an alleged plan to appoint sole administrators in all 23 local government areas. The move could escalate the lingering political crisis.
Council. Any attempt to override the Supreme Court ruling by appointing sole administrators will only escalate the political crisis in our state. Such a move will be perceived as a desperate ploy by the FCT minister and his allies to hijack the local government system through unconstitutional means.
Now, Mr. Jack Rich also called for a thorough investigation into the recent explosions at oil and gas facilities in Rivers State, urging security agencies to protect vital infrastructure in the state. Now, he condemned the suspension of the Rivers State government Governor Siminalayi Fubara and other elected officials, calling it an abuse of power. He, however, welcomed and urged the new appointed sole administrator, Vice Admiral Ibokete Iba, themes of widespread violence
and remote cause of this these purported explosions.
Well, in another development, the suspended Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara says he has no connection to any militant group. In a statement issued by his chief press secretary, Nelson Chukwudi, Governor Fubara condemned the circulation of fabricated videos purportedly depicting explosions at oil and gas facilities in the state. The statement clarified that affected communities have. The governor said he has no reason to encourage any criminal element to undertake actions that threaten peace, security, or the economy. He restated his commitment to maintaining peace in Rivers State. He also warned against attempts to exploit the state's ongoing political crisis for ulterior motives. Still on this, the Trans-Niger pipeline was caused by sabotage. Although the company and regulatory agencies are yet to make an official statement, two youths who witnessed the joint investigation, JIV, at the site of the spill, confirmed this to correspondent Yobiruwari. Now, they said the pipeline has been clamped and the spill is now under control after the investigation was completed.
JIV went by no fighting, no beating. So in the discussions, they all came to a conclusion that the joint investigation report, the result is stop. As I speak to you now, I am present at site and the excavator is putting back soil on the line. That is to say, they have clamped the line. There is no more leakage of oil. Any moment from now, they will be closing site.
All I know is that the JIV has been done and the place has been crammed.
That is third-party interference. Oh, there was no crisis, though there was a little misunderstanding between the Goi community and Mogo, which I believe it was addressed.
Last Monday, an explosion hit the TMP pipeline, the first state, causing widespread tension. Now, elsewhere, a resident of Soko in Akokotoro local government area, Christian Otiasa, is urging the government and regulatory agencies to conduct a transparent JIV to determine at one of the gas pipelines along the Soko Abua that the Soko gas plant itself was altered. He said for investors, some of these pipelines are old, and it's important to determine the exact cause of the fire.
I understand that there were attempts to do an overflight, a drone overflight, but for meteorological conditions moment, no official statement to pinpointedly talk about the cause of the explosion and subsequent fire until a JIV is done. It is only when a JIV, a transparent, truthful, sincere, honest.
Now, Mr. Otiasa also raised concerns about the health risks the explosion poses to residents in Soko and nearby communities.
Not in regard to Rumoji, Indele, Boni, external human beings, and generates other carcinogenic issues. And you are aware that the Soko Cottage Hospital is not functional.
In another incident, two residents
on Saturday, which resulted to fire disaster and got someone burnt. Let's calm the situation because we are actually going to fetch fuel. And going to fetch fuel, any metal, it might cause this thing fire because if you're using stainless to fetch this thing, definitely it will hit the pipe. And when it hits the pipe, being iron, the pipe that leads from refinery to the water from where they are exporting and importing oil. Sometimes they export, sometimes they import from riverine side, from the riverbank to refinery. The various pipes, there are about 9 different pipes there. They are old, very old pipe. On the process of trying to change the pipe, they are cutting the pipe. On the process of cutting the pipe.
for Governor Siminalayi Fubara and non-indigenous leader, leader of the group, Uchenna Okokoba, in his speech during their enlarged stakeholders meeting held in Port Harcourt, commenced non-indigenous provocations in recent times. But Okokoba admonished them to continue supporting Governor Siminalayi Fubara, not minding the activities of those who he said do not mean well for the state. He thanked all those present for turning up in their numbers, group office and shuffling up the executive to reflect the different communities that make up the forum. Similarly, reshuffled executives are Alhaji Ali Yakubu, coordinator, Adisa Ahmed, deputy, Mrs. Angela Adodo, women leader, Usman Abdulaziz, youth leader, and me in Obebe Mandoni local government area have reaffirmed their resolve to establish a committee will achieve the purpose for which it was set, given the commitment of EPA leadership. EPA leadership.
Ege is prepared financially, manpower, and everything that is required to set up this university. Ege is prepared, and the committee has also said it is achievable. Ege is prepared, and the committee has also said it is achievable. Who shares destiny in this generation? If there will be support for microcredit, Ege as much as it can go.
Chairman Egi University Pukochukwuagi commended the leader for the confidence reposed. Impulse University shall be a comprehensive institution witness to make further move as the need arises.
The registration. The next thing will be to prepare to invite NUC. If NUC, the next thing will be to prepare to invite NUC. If NUC has been able to clear you meeting an NUC requirements. No, it's not just the CSC registration. NUC has to come and see that you're ready. First, let's take the CSC, and then we are developing the steps.
Away from that, the Court of Nigeria has the report circulating on social media suggesting that Justice Emmanuel Agim accompanied the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike to the convocation ceremony of the University of Calabar on Saturday. A statement by the Supreme Court Director made a doctorate degree in law. The Apex Court said Justice Emmanuel Agim at the ceremony was independent and not as an official representative of any government ministry or department, let alone accompanying a metro. And now, the convener of the August meeting, Kingsley Nwenenda Wali, has regretted the dire effect of the dwindling reading culture in society. Mr. Nwenenda Wali said this in an interview with our correspondent during the official court, Chioma Ezenwafo.
One of the biggest challenges we have in the country is that people are not reading. They are not reading. They can't write well, and they can't reason well. And
in September 2024, despite repeated promises and backlash since the increment, the new rate is yet to be implemented. We go on a commercial break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the news.